Water glassed eggs. I have eggs from November of 2023 and they're still good because I did a water glassing. Water glassing is a method of preserving eggs by submerging them in a solution of pickling lime and water. It's real popular amongst homesteaders and it's still used today. You could use 1 quart of water to 1 ounce of pickling lime, which is generally 4 cups of water to 2 tablespoons of the lime. You add your eggs to the container. I use a half a gallon. It holds approximately 17 eggs. What you are supposed to do when you want to use them is you are to remove them from the jar and you're supposed to rinse them and wash them with water. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Today I'm going to be actually making breakfast burritos for our breakfast, and I will generally get 4 to 6 breakfast burritos, which then I will take some and I will put them in the freezer for a later date. So here we go. The water is really cold today because it is, how many degrees? It's really, really cold. It feels like 10 at some point. But my girls aren't laying as much as they used to, of course. I believe I was telling you I was getting anywhere from, if I was lucky, 1 to 2. The other day we got 6. One day we've gotten 7. But mostly it's like onesie twosies out of the chickens. And it could be anywhere from 2 to 4 from the ducks. Of course, it's still winter, so we expect that, and that's why we will take and we will water glass or freeze the eggs during the summer when we have an excess. So we can have eggs during the winter when they're running low. Water glass eggs are not for frying up as a over hard or over easy egg. It's best used as a scrambled egg because the yolk isn't very viable, doesn't stand up to that type of cooking procedure. And that's why I make scrambled eggs or breakfast burritos. The hardest part for me is to get the eggs out of the half-gallon container because they're all the way in the bottom and I don't really want to break anything. You can see that. So far so good. I do have a couple of jars in the back that have broken eggs and we're going to have to do something with those here shortly. I'm down to the bottom of the jar. So I'm going to remove some of the water so I can get to the last 4 eggs. I don't know if you can see that. We've done this a few years now and it works out really well. The first year I think we were overzealous and we got, what did we do? Like 100 in one bucket. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that this time. I would rather have something I can actually see on my shelves. And there you have that. That'll be rinsed and cleaned later. Another thing that you need to do when you're using water glass eggs is you need to be breaking them one by one in a bowl and then putting them in another container to make sure that they are actually good eggs. Crack the egg. And that's how it comes out. These are all chicken eggs. See? Yep. They're good. So then I take it into another bowl. If they're no good, I'm going to make sure I rinse out these bowls for later. I'll add a little bit more. Whoops, that one was really soft. No worries about like breaking the egg yolk. Putting your finger in it. Look at that one. Boop. It just takes a little bit of time to practice. I know somebody's hungry, and I should have started this earlier, but we had to go out and feed the critters first today. A little bit of red. Some people will take out only the eggs that they need and rinse those off and deal with it that way, but I like to do a little prepping, and I like to make sure that I have food in the freezer, and breakfast burritos actually work out really well. I freeze them, and then when I want to use them, I take them out the night before. I put them in the freezer, and how did I do that? I'll let them thaw, and from there you microwave them for 2 minutes, and I put them in my air fryer to give them a crispy outer tortilla shell. It's so good. Today I'm going to be using a little bit of leftover hamburger meat that Dana made, my daughter, for tacos. And I'm going to be putting in jalapenos, onions, chorizo, and some hatch green chilies. That will be a really good egg burrito. Sometimes I like to add like fried potatoes to my burritos too, or sausage, which is really good. The more filling you have, the better it tastes, right? Right. I'm just going to say, at the cost of eggs today, if you have extra during the summer and you have the space, definitely save them. I've been reading that eggs are going from $6 and $8, and I think we heard $9 a dozen for New York. That's just crazy right now. Butter, onions, and the chorizo, and then the eggs. I'll add the jalapenos at last because jalapenos have a tendency to make me cry and choke when they're being cooked. Jalapenos are from our garden a couple of years ago, and even though they're a little soft, they sure taste pretty good. They taste hot to me. Now Kenny says, they're not that hot, but I think so. I knew I wanted onions. I knew it. Now we're ready for the eggs. That'll cool that pan down quick. Add that meat in. Boy, it goes all over the place. Don't always put in chorizo. Like I said, sometimes I like potatoes and sausages in mine. We're definitely going to be growing jalapenos again this year, but I don't know if we're going to can them. I buy the extra large because, yeah, it's more like a meal instead of having beans and rice on the side or anything breakfast-wise either. It's like, no, just have the burrito. A few weeks ago, I did just scrambled eggs with butter, and we had that for breakfast. Ken likes to have ketchup on his because he doesn't like plain eggs. He likes it a little hard. All right, I'll turn that off. A little bit of cheese. I know, I'm using a mixed cheese. It's easier when they're warmed up. Right. Tuck and roll. These two I'm going to be placing into the air fryer so we can have some breakfast. I usually put them about 5 to 10 minutes, just depending upon, you know, it. Luckily I have a nice air fryer basket. Ouch, you can hardly see. I'll make up the last two and that'll be it. I'll show you the end results when they come out of the air fryer. And here's the final result. Got a little bit of yummy crispness to it. Crispness. That'll go over really well. We're starving. And here are the 4 extra that I made. I put them in a Ziploc bag. I'm waiting for them to cool down before I put them in the freezer. And these will probably last just one week. So yeah, we really like breakfast burritos. They're kind of a grab and go. But yeah, there you go. And that's what I like to do with my water glass eggs, is use them up and put them in the freezer for a meal later on. Thanks for watching. We sure appreciate you. If you have any questions, drop a line, and don't forget to subscribe and like and share with your friends, and have a great one.